Hello students, welcome back once again. Today we are going to discuss about valence bond theory, VBT. In our last class, we have already discussed about Vesper theory and how the shape of a molecule can be determined and all. We discussed in detail. Okay, today we are going to discuss about valence bond theory, in which how this explains the formation of molecules. Actually, the valence bond theory is a very huge concept, but here we are talking about only the qualitative, not the mathematical aspects of valence bond theory. Here we are taking only some few examples. With the help of those examples, we will be able to discuss about valence bond theory, how it works. It has got a lot of limitations also, as Vesper theory also has certain limitations. But all these theories actually helps us to understand how a molecule formation takes place. Let us understand how does it works. If you consider two atoms, hydrogens, one atom, let's take a hydrogen atom A and another hydrogen atom B. Okay, two atoms, when they are far apart, these atoms are isolated gaseous atoms, they do not have any interactions between them. So these HA and HB we are considering two different atoms of hydrogen, and this HA atom will have an electron, that is EA we consider, and HB has an electron, that is let's consider as EB. Okay, let me explain once again. HA is an atom, HB is another hydrogen atom. Okay, EA is the electron of hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom has one electron only. So EA is the electron of HA atom and EB is the electron of HB atom. Okay, now children, there is an interaction. We are talking about when they approach each other. Okay, before approaching, already hydrogen is having an attraction to its electron of A atom. Like that, B atom also having an attraction between its electron and the nucleus. This is the nucleus of the atom, these two are the nucleus, and this is the electron, let us consider. Okay, now when they approach each other, there can be other forces, like this hydrogen atom will have, A will tend to attract the other electron, means the electron of the other atom, that is B atom, and B atom will have a tendency to attract the electron of A atom. So these all we can write in terms of attractive forces. Now let's take repulsive forces, where when HA and HB come closer, there we have EA as well as EB, in which EA atoms, EA and HB will have repulsions. Okay, like that, EB and EA will have a repulsion between each other. So these are the repulsive forces which generates, and these are the attractive forces which are actually getting operated when two atoms, A and B. We are talking about atom A, hydrogen atom B. This is hydrogen atom A and hydrogen atom B we are talking about. Now students, what happens is, when these two atoms approach each other, as we have discussed already, these attractive forces and repulsive forces, in which attractive forces are more as compared to the repulsive forces. Then what happens? These atoms will overlap each other, and finally the formation of the potential energy decreases, and finally the formation of H2 molecule is formed. This is what valence bond theory explains. The atoms actually, when they approach each other, if the attractive forces, when you consider the new attractive forces and old attractive forces, the magnitude of attractive forces are more than the repulsive forces, then atoms are tend to the atomic orbitals are tend to overlap each other, and formation of molecules takes place. Okay, so this is what is explained with respect to valence bond theory. we will discuss why helium-2 molecule is not formed. Let us see. Let me write helium atom A and helium atom B I am taking. Like we have taken a hydrogen atom A and hydrogen atom B. Like that we are taking helium atom A and helium atom B. Helium atom A is having 2 electrons, so let us take EA and E. This one as EB. Now children, you know, before the atom approaches for overlapping, now there is already a attraction between E to EA. This one EA attraction, HEA and EA attraction is there. Like that HEB attraction is there. Then EA attraction is there. Okay, so these are actually the old attractive forces. Once it comes closer, then what happens? This He will start attracting to EB also, and this He will also attract this one also, right? That are the new attractive forces generated, and this helium atom B will attract to EA as well as this EA also. So these are the new forces that is actually represented by darkened lines, and these dotted lines represent the old forces. Okay, now these are the attractive forces. Okay, attractive forces we can say. And if these atoms like HEA and HEB, in case of repulsion we are talking about, that is EA as well as EB. Now what happens? This when they approach each other, EA will repel each other, right? And there will be repulsion between EA EB will be there, as well as there is already there can be repulsion between this EA EB also, and already there will be negative repulsion will be there between this EA as well as this EB will be also already having a repulsive forces, right? Now apart from this, these two also can repel each other, and these two also can repel each other. Okay, now students, let us take the old attractive forces and old repulsive forces. We can remove it, and let us take the new attractive and repulsive forces. These are the repulsive forces, and these are the attractive forces, in which new attractive forces are how many are there? One between this and one between this, one between this and one between this. There are 4 new attractive forces are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here new repulsive forces, when you consider, we have one between helium A to helium B, and between EA-EB, then between EA-EB, then EA-EB. So total comes, there are 5 new repulsive forces are there. So children, when you consider the attractive forces and repulsive forces, in this case the new repulsive forces are more as comparing with the attractive forces. So what you can infer from here is, when the repulsive forces are more than the attractive forces, then the formation of a molecule, that is He2 molecule, is ruled out. Means the formation of helium-2 molecule is not possible, or we can say that is a hypothetical way of writing only that molecule is not formed. Otherwise also you know that helium is a noble gas. It does not form or it does not combine with another helium atom to form helium molecule. But this is actually hypothetically, if we consider that why this molecular formation is not taking place, that is what we are explaining with respect to the attractive forces as well as repulsive forces with the help of valence bond theory. I hope this is understood to you. Let's move on to some of the theoretical concepts of overlapping of atomic orbitals.
Orbital overlap concept. When 2 hydrogen atoms are near, then their atomic orbitals undergo partial interpenetration. Penetrate means one go into the another one. This partial merging of atomic orbitals is called overlapping of atomic orbitals. Greater the overlap, stronger the bond formed between two atoms. When orbitals of two atoms come close to form bond, their overlap may be positive, negative or zero depending upon the sign and direction of orientation of amplitude of orbital wave function in space. Positive and negative sign on boundary surface diagrams show the sign of orbital wave function and are not related to charge. Orbitals forming bond should have same sign and orientation in space. This is called positive overlap. The criterion of overlap as the main factor for the formation of covalent bonds applies uniformly to the homonuclear or heteronuclear diatomic molecules and polyatomic molecules. We know that shapes of molecules of CH4, NH3, H2O molecules are tetrahedral, pyramidal and bent respectively. It would be therefore interesting to use valence bond theory to find out these geometrical shapes can be explained in terms of orbital overlaps. Students, the types of overlapping and nature of covalent bonds we will be discussing in the coming module. Thank you and have a nice day.